What's going on, Farmsteaders? We are Good News Farmstead. So my name is Sergio, and this is my lovely wife,
Becca.
And so we are currently here at Good News Farmstead, also known as the main base that I like to call it. Currently we have 3 acres worth of land and lots and lots of space to do lots and lots of things. The plan for Good News Farmstead is to really eliminate the grocery store. You know, there's a lot going on in the grocery stores, and it's expensive right now. And so we want to be a self-sufficient homestead, pretty much a community, and we can, sell our goods and stuff like that. Later, I'll give you all the tour of the farm, and yeah.
Like you said, my name is Becca, and this is our son, Nixon. He's only 7 weeks old, but this was something that we wanted to do for him long before he was born, to give him a taste of farming and growing up in the dirt and being around all the animals. And so we wanted to try to get this done as fast as we could for him, but also for him to grow up in it.
Now tell us what all our jobs are outside of the farm.
Outside of the farm. So Sergio and I are the kids pastors at our church, and
Her parents' church.
at my parents' church, which is them. But the church is something that's been passed down generation to generation, and so my dad is currently the head pastor, and my mom the co-pastor, and then Sergio and I are the kids pastors, and so we do that. And then also throughout the week we started a school at the church, and so that's what we do during the week. All 4 of us is teach the kids that we have there.
Now tell us about the school, Mr.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, introduce yourself.
So, hi, I'm Rusty, and so we do teach school during the week, and we've decided to incorporate that into the farm here because there's been such a detachment from kids understanding where food comes from and just how work is done in general. And so the other side of that is we wanted them to better be able to relate to the Bible and understanding the agriculture society that was in that. So just kind of a fun project to see all the young people get heavily involved in this. I've been doing this for years, and I'm just going to be the advisor on this project.
He's our expert.
And I'm going to let all of the young ones do all the work. And this is my lovely wife, Deborah, who loves to give interviews.
Now, Debs, tell us what you're most excited for. Introduce yourself.
They've already said my name. My name is Deborah. I'm co-pastor at our church, and I teach K4, kindergarten, and first grade. And I get to taste all the product once it comes out of the garden or
That's
out
her
of
job.
the chicken coop. But I do enjoy watching the kids come and learn what farming is all about, because they just see it come out of the store and they don't understand. A vegetable comes from the ground, or a fruit can come from a tree, or an egg comes from a chicken. I also would like to see animals here that maybe they could pet, maybe they can love on, because they need therapy. There's other ways of therapy than digging a hole or picking a fruit, or they may be able to ride a pony or get chased by a rooster.
Or a goose.
Or goose.
Or a goose.
And now, so what are you most excited for on the farm?
Are you still talking to me?
Yeah.
Like I said, seeing all the kids come and enjoying themselves, even my grandkids.
What about the animals? What animals are you most excited for?
I think we need a little pony, or we need some ducks, sheep. I mean, I've pinpointed some sheep that would be cool on the farm.
Currently we have
Cow.
goats and chickens.
A milk cow.
Now tell us how many goats and chickens we have right now, dear.
Well, we did have 30 chickens, but now we're down to 29.
Because chickens die.
And how many goats do we have, Leslie?
I do not know.
I think we did the math. I think we have like 20.
You know, we did the math, but there's
It
20 something.
fluctuates.
There's 20
There's
something.
20 something. We have like what, 9, 10 baby girls.
Oh,
We have a belly goat.
Yeah.
so.
And
a
I'll
bunch
show
of
y'all. I'll show you all the animals once we get in the tour here in a little bit. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. And if you enjoy this video, stay tuned.
So welcome to the journey, and thanks for following us. And let's just see where this goes. Give you a quick tour of the farm. So this was my great-grandfather's farm that he moved here late 40s, early 50s. It's been passed down. Me and my wife took it, cleaned it up, brought it back to life. And I have for years, I've worked it myself and built some of the structures, but since Sergio's come along, we've included more structures with a greater plan. So behind me is our garden that we've used for years. It's about a 70 by 70 garden. We've been working on it continually, but this year we're really already in the process. We're January 31st. We've been cleaning in the garden, getting ready to start planting this next week. And we didn't do a fall garden, but we're going to put in for the spring. And you can see our compost piles. We take and all the excess hay that's in the goat pens, we rake it up, just keep piling it up. Makes good mulch, makes good compost. Here to our right is where we're going to expand this year. We're going to make all that into extra garden space as well, just because we're feeding extra families, and that'll give us more ability to produce with our peach trees right down the middle. Now these peach trees actually are from what my great-grandfather, what he raised. Those are some of his peach trees there. They're little honey peaches, and they're really sweet. So come on, let's go for a walk. Over here to my left is a greenhouse that I had built. I was formerly a contractor, so I'd bring in all the used building material, excess building material, buy clearance stuff, and I would construct using just old material. So I built that greenhouse and utilized it, and a storm came through and took my cover off, but we're either today or tomorrow we're going to start putting a new cover back on it, cleaning it out so we can put our transplants in there for this year. Moving on, this big hole in the ground is a future pond. As you saw in the intro, ducks is one of the things that we've always wanted, especially for the grandkids. So we're going to have a pond here, but we'll irrigate out of it as well. And that way, it's in the hot summer, we may even be caught swimming in it. So let's keep moving. So this was the first barn that was built here. This is my goat barn. It's a 20 by 24. Everybody asks why a 6-foot tall guy would build a barn with short walls on the edge, and I continually tell them it's not for me, it's for the goats. We raise the dwarf Nigerians. They're small. Believe it or not, I've not hit my head in there once. But we build with what we have. That's the motto around here, is we see what we have and we build with what we have, and that kind of determines heights and widths and lengths and all of those fun things. So that's what I had, and everything is done in a vintage style with older metal and used material. Really kind of helps with what we're going with the feel around here. I could build with new, but why? Let's reuse some of what we've already got that is still usable. So what we do is we use this for winter housing, which is not very much in South Texas. Bad storms. It's our nursery pen for our baby goats, and then I have an area that we milk our goats in, and it's kind of a 3-part barn. And then we have pens that are attached to that we're in the process of changing, converting, just modifying. Everything's flexible around here. It doesn't mean to be forever. It's just until we decide to change it. So what we've just finished working on. Oh, you want to go in here? Come on, let's go in here. So as you can see, and it does need a little bit of attention, but you know, we use things like pallet walls. We build those. We can build our gates out of pallets. They make great doors inside out of the weather. You know, a couple hinges and a latch, and a pallet becomes a gate. Saves you a lot. But you know, we improvise a lot. We needed to put a hay feeder in here so that we could feed out of the rain, because we've been having some rain come through, and that way the hay's not getting wet outside. So, you know, just stand the panel up and start feeding in it, and we'll come through and clean all of this out after they've done their due on it, and it goes straight to the compost pile. So we have a continual system around here of cycling this stuff. They eat what they want off of it, being a goat, but the stem's what's left, and it'll eventually just break down and be compost for us. So, and this is our nursery pen over here, that when we're milking our mamas, we'll put the babies up when they get about 3 weeks old. When the last ones are 3 weeks old, we'll start pinning them up at night, milk their mamas in the morning, and then let them out after that to be with their mama all day. And then they have plenty of pallets to jump on and play on and do that. But for them, it's an overnight party. It's all good. It's worked really good, and I don't have to milk goats twice a day. I just milk them once a day, which is really good. And if I have something that I have to do that I can't milk, I just leave them with their mama, and they'll milk their mama for us. So it's been a great system for us. This little area here, which just got some stuff shoved in it earlier, out of the way, but this is our milk stand here, where they just come in here and jump up on there. We put some feed in there, and I set my milker up.
Show them how it works. You gonna show them how it works?
So, well,
Does it work right now?
nah, we'll do another video on that. So, all right, so we had to, where is he? Patches, the farm dog around here, is he got a central location when we started rearranging pens. We gave him a central location that he can keep an eye out on everything. Timmy boy, that he can kind of keep an eye and alert us. My house is not too far. Hey bud, this is Patches. Patches is our dog around here that keeps things herded up and you know, in line for everybody. But this is his home here. He enjoys it. We enjoy it. This is Barn A. We had to start giving them a name because we're getting too many of them now. These posts are for an addition. Like I said, we had them. I put them in, and when we get all the material, we'll build on. And to add on to that for a new milking area, I actually want to do a raised milking area so that I'm not having to get down low. I can just stand up, walk behind them, and hook the milking machine up to them. So excuse the mess. We are in the process of cleaning and moving stuff. Today, improvising, working on a tiller. So, you know, we had to get all the tools out and start tearing it apart, typical mechanical. So this is Barn B. This was a new build we did over the holiday. Still have things to do on it, but this was designed to be able to feed sheep and goats in out of the weather. Come on, let's go. So what we have is we have our hay racks, and then we have a trough underneath. Those doors initially on the back, you know, we just use some vintage old doors right now because that's what we had. We'll put hinges on them so they let down, and when they let down, we can put the feed from the back side, never having to come into the pen. And that way we have a place that's completely out of the weather to be able to feed the animals. We don't get a lot of bad weather down here, but we do get some, and it just gives us a better location to feed in. So it's about 26 feet long. It's 6 foot depth on the roof here. And so this is one of the projects that we just knocked out and got done and really liking it. I think that it's going to work well, especially when we get some of our sheep in. Kind of helps us with that. We still want to put dividers in for the goats because the goats fight each other thinking they're going to get everything, and we're going to just put some head dividers in there, but we'll do that one day when we have nothing else to do. All right, so we're moving. You may have seen this one on another video, but we just put this in place here at the end of the barn, and on the property this is central, and so this is a 1,600 gallon water tank that we already owned, and we decided that we wanted to put our water storage central on all the barns and get everything piped into the water troughs and the locations that we need water, that we can run this off of our well. We have city water here for our house for domestic water, and we have well water for the garden, and we can use it for the livestock. And so this way we can put a pressure pump here. We can put drip irrigation in the garden. We can run sprinklers out on the pasture, so that as we begin to plant for the animals to graze on, we got an ability to irrigate that, which is a necessity where we live in South Texas. So this will get a roof over it. The posts are tall right now. We've got to set a few more posts, but we'll get all our help, and we'll build up another roof over this. Keep this shaded, keep it cool in the summertime so that we don't get a lot of algae growth. Now this is barn C, and barn C is a work in progress. Everything around here starts with a post in the ground. We just stick a post in and start building. It's kind of the way we do things. I worked with architects forever, but it's more fun to do it like this. We actually took down one of my other barns, which was a lean-to shed for the goats to get in at another property. We took it down, so we had a dimension, and so we just rebuilt that dimension here. It's a 9 by 20, and so we built it because we always need barn space. The sun is so hot in the summer, you need to cover up equipment and stuff like that. And then we decided to put a breezeway in it. And then we decided to move an old storage building that we had, so we decided to move it in. So we will we'll re-roof over the top of it. We'll have a higher roof in the middle here. I think it'll be a cool looking barn. It's going to give us plenty of space to get up under in the summer to work on equipment, do whatever chores we need to do that don't require, having to get out there, that we need to be in a shady spot to do. And so 12 by 20 on the breezeway is plenty if I want to park a tractor in here and work on it. As you can see, my lawn equipment, which, I'm constantly working on that. So, but ultimately, I think we're about to move the equipment and build a chicken brooder in here so that we can start getting our baby chicks in for the springtime and have a good, safe place for them to be. So, like I say, everything's flexible on this farm, so we use what we have when we have it. The building, it's got to have some work on it, and we'll decide ultimately what it's going to be. But we're probably going to put refrigerators and freezers in there for the meats, for the eggs, for all the produce, for things like that. So I think it has a purpose. We just got to get to it. Then we come out here, and of course, we have chicken coop, and so the chicken coop got expanded the other day. I had an old greenhouse frame, aluminum greenhouse frame, and it was here, but we decided to push it up against it, take all the...
What is going on, Farmsteaders? I just was editing this video and I realized that we do not have any audio. I lost like 2 minutes worth of audio, and so basically what Rusty's saying is he's telling us everything that's in the chicken coop. We have the roost, their waters, feeders. I think we have a 5-gallon, 2 5-gallon waters, and 2 feeders that are enough for our 29 chickens. He also goes in and tells us about the goats pens that we're looking at there. We haven't separated them yet, but we will eventually. We'll have a boy pen over on the other side. We do have one over there, on the other side of the chicken coop, and then we'll divide that when we get sheep and other goats so they can all not intermingle. But yeah, I think that was really it that he was trying to talk about, and we want to thank y'all for tuning in with us today, and we hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we will see y'all in the next video.